Okay, you're on. You're on there.
Wave.
All right.
Hi.
We're on both of them or just that one?
Well, this one has been on for quite a while,
Oh,
so everything
alright.
you said.
Okay.
Say it.
Very good. All right, I'm Doris Appel, and I've been in North Chatham about 38 years, which is not very much. Of course, I didn't get here when I was very young either. So, but I would like to introduce Mary Rendaniu, Jane Rendell, Edith Johnson Arnold, and Alberta Lewis Groves. How about that?
I didn't think you'd know that.
Ha You see? She's done her homework. And we're here to talk about North Chatham, not the way it is today, but the way it used to be. And these ladies are the ones that can tell us the most about how it used to be. Oh dear.
Did that go up?
Yeah.
Okay, hold
Fell
on.
down.
Technical difficulties beyond our control.
I guess so.
Do you usually have this
I don't.
effect on equipment?
I don't, that's not equipment I use. Believe me, I
Well-
don't know anything about it.
Okay, why don't you go through your intro one more time?
One more time, all right? I'm Doris Appel, and this is George Valma, and I've been here for 38 years, which is, I consider a long time. However, there are some of us here who have been here considerably longer time than that.
Our whole lives.
Their whole lives, right. And this is Mary Rendaniu, Jane Rendell, Edith Johnson Arnold, and Alberta Lewis Groves. And currently, Alberta is our postmaster and has been for quite a while. Tell us about the post office, Alberta.
Well, I've completed 48 years.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And I'm in my 49th year now.
That's terrific.
And when I first went there, it was a lot different than it is now. Because, I mean, there wasn't the business that we have now, but we built up a good business. So much so that now we're going to get a new office.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when, but it's in the works.
Okay. And the post office is where, tell us, you tell us.
It's been where it is now for 49 years.
Uh-huh.
The
And it-
longest it ever was, because years and years ago, if you look in the North Chatham book, you'll find that every time the politics changed, the postmaster changed.
Mhm.
Every 6 months, there was a new postmaster,
Where was,
practically.
where was the post office located before it was in its current
It
place?
was at Louisa Gross Jeans.
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Bain had it.
Mhm.
Louisa Gross Jeans.
Had it been there for quite some time?
It's been there quite a while, right. And then it was at the
Tudor.
first post office. The first post office was at Jane Rendell's house in 1826.
Was that the place that Jane lives now?
No, that was
The
the
hotel.
The hotel.
Oh, okay, because you confused me, because I know Jane was born in the house that I used to live
Right.
in. And because when I came to North Chatham, I lived next to the North Chatham Dairy, and there was a dairy in town, a milk processing. The Weinbaums had the milk processing.
The best there ever was.
And Jane said she was born in the front room of that house.
Right.
And when did you move to the hotel?
1922.
Uh-huh.
I was born in 17. I don't mind telling my age.
No. And so tell us a little bit about your father. Your father was an interesting man.
My father was a teamster in the old-fashioned sense of the true sense of the word. He had a team of horses, and he did plowing, he did trucking. Ira Skemmelhorn had a traveling grocery truck, and in the winter, my father went around the country roads because Ira couldn't make them with his truck. They didn't plow out the roads back then. From the time I was a small child, I always remember Daddy having horses. He was not a native. My mother was born in this area too. My father was from England originally.
And you all went to school down at the North Chatham School, didn't you?
Well, Mother went to school when it was on the corner of the Stoner property.
Oh,
across
right,
from
the
church
one
when it
that's
was
the,
small.
yeah, the one that's Stoner's
She
Barn.
lived in the house where I was born, and her parents had both died, and she lived with her grandfather in that house. And when they moved the schoolhouse and built the new one, she quit school because she had to be home to cook dinner for them at noon, because the old farmers always ate at noon, their main meal.
Why did they build a new schoolhouse? Did they need a bigger
Beg pardon?
schoolhouse? Why did they build a new schoolhouse? Did they need a bigger one?
It's not,
But they need a bigger one.
oh, they needed a larger one,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And that was built in 1905 or thereabouts. I'm not sure that's exactly correct, but
How many students were in your class?
Oh, they had more than one class.
More than
4 classes, 4 grades in each room.
Uh-huh.
you mean the grade school?
Yeah.
Oh, there were about 5 of us.
In just your class, but then there were 4 classes in the one room?
Yeah.
Edith, you
Yeah,
went there.
there were 4 grades in each room.
Yeah, but it was all one room, wasn't it? The
No.
old-
Oh, when Mother
Oh,
went there, it was
the
all-
old
was a
one.
one-room
Yeah.
schoolhouse.
Right.
The one that's Stoner's
one
Barn.
again.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I
There's a
started.
new one.
That's where you started
That's where
in
you
the,
went to school?
in the one-room school?
You went, did you start in that one too?
I sure did.
Yeah.
What?
Was it,
Only for 1 year, and then the new school was built.
was it exciting to go to a new school?
Well, I guess so. I can remember more exciting things.
No. Oh, tell us about them.
Yeah,
You
what,
don't want to hear those.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
yes, I do,
absolutely.
yes, I do.
what did you do for fun growing up in North Chatham?
Oh, we never lacked for fun.
Yeah.
The creek
Uh-huh.
was wonderful, because in the summer we were in it, and in the winter we skated on it, and it was really wonderful. And of course, the church was our social life.
Mhm. But the reason the creek had so much water was because there was a dam, right?
That's right, I was
And-
gonna bring that
Yeah,
up.
go ahead.
Where was the dam?
Behind the Arnold Farm,
Uh-huh.
and when that was there, the creek was 3 or 4 feet deep, pretty much everywhere, except where there were deeper holes,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
There
Um,
were some deep holes too.
Up back of your place,
Yeah,
they called it the deep hole.
really?
Where did people go swimming? All along the
At
creek?
Rings Park,
Uh-huh.
Mary's father fixed, before that, they went swimming there though, didn't they? Before your
Yeah.
father really
Oh, yeah.
fixed it
Oh,
into
yes.
a park.
Your
And
father,
then at the deep hole, and then down at the dam, they went swimming. and
There was a wonderful spot there. Mhm.
We just hop in the boat and go any place we find.
Sure.
The water was nice and clean, fresh,
Oh, it was wonderful.
not like now.
so your father was the one who did the thing, built the things, the dock and stuff at the park?
Yeah.
He did?
We fixed that up beautiful, that was lovely.
Mhm.
He had a big board on the tree, and if you wanted to use it for a weekend or something, you called him, and then you marked it on the board on the tree, and then nobody else was supposed to have it.
Mm-hmm.
It was
There was
wonderful.
so
There
many
was
people
even a
who wanted-
bathhouse that you
What?
could change into.
Really?
Yeah, it was perfect. Mr. Ring.
Yeah.
We generally
Well, there was a
used it in our
slide
babies.
too, wasn't there a water slide or
Oh,
something?
sure.
Everything, oh, that's great.
There was a dock and a slide, and Mr. Ring had a boat there for us to use,
Mm-hmm.
and benches by a couple of the trees, and a picnic table with
Swings.
attached benches,
Swings and
and
everything.
fireplace,
Wow.
Yeah, the fireplace, the stone
croquet.
fireplace is still there.
you
And a
know.
croquet set.
And a croquet set,
Croquet
that's
set,
Oh, yeah,
important.
it was in
croquet set
a
was
nice
part of it.
box that he had made, and everybody put it back and
Oh,
took care of
that's
it.
wonderful.
Nobody ever thought of taking it, you know, or going away with it or anything like that.
What's the biggest celebration you remember in North Chatham? After the war, maybe?
The First World War is
Yeah.
what I remember.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was really.
They had a parade, didn't they?
Oh, the majority of people got on the trolley and went to Albany.
Uh-huh.
And it was really, I never could forget it, because Edith Welch
Mhm.
made a straw Kaiser
Yes, yes.
Ah,
in the field and burned him.
Good.
I never
Good.
forget that. It was a, now, of course, I guess the Second World War, it was a big celebration too, but
Mhm.
I don't think it was like the first. It really was just something. And there was, you know, there were a lot of boys from here
Mhm.
that
Great.
were my brother, my husband, who wasn't my husband then.
Mhm.
But anyway, no, that was a big celebration.
So you talked about the trolley and everything. Tell me about that, because I know you went to Albany that way, and then you could go to, how far could you go?
Well,
to Hudson.
You could-
Lloyd Welch might, if he were here, contradict me, but I think it was started in 1900,
Uh-huh,
the year I was born,
right.
and quit the year Joanne was born, my daughter, 1930.
Oh, now, so you're telling us how old your daughter is.
She won't tell.
We'll take that out of the tape.
Yes, that was really something, and
How many
the
trolleys?
electric park,
Yeah,
where
tell us about that.
our Sunday school picnics were in Electric Park.
Mhm.
Huh.
And that was something too.
That must have
was
been
one
quite
of
a
the
park.
highlights of the year.
It had a big Ferris wheel, I understand, and a roller coaster.
Oh, that was quite a
Stage.
park. Mhm.
I've seen pictures of it. They have
Yeah.
some pictures down there. It
Yeah.
looks fantastic. They had a bowling alley.
They had a theater. They had a chute that went down into the water. All sorts of things. And I could, well, I'm sure you're not interested in this, so I'm gonna tell you just the same.
Sure.
I went down and had a straw hat, and it had cherries, the cherries around it, and I was looking at a cage of monkeys, and a monkey pulled one of the cherries right off,
No.
and I cried. I said, my mother's gonna be terribly upset, and my mother wasn't that type at all.
You were the one that was upset.
That's what I remember about Electric Park.
How much did it cost to take that trolley from here to Electric Park, do you remember?
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that.
Probably a
Probably
dime
15 cents, something
Yeah.
like that.
on the trolley.
It costs much more than that going to Nassau.
I honestly don't remember.
Because so you could just hop on the trolley. How often did the trolley come through?
Oh, every hour.
Oh,
And-
wow.
Oh, and you know, from Albany, there'd be double headers. every
Really?
time you
Because
go
there'd be
to
so
Electric
much?
Park.
Oh, so
Mhm.
many people that wanted to go.
It was,
Oh,
yeah, it
electric
was
park
every
was
hour,
popular.
I think.
Yeah, that was before my time though.
Oh, she
Because it
was, she
ended,
didn't know that.
well, it ended about the time I was born. The war, World War I was the time that the crowds didn't come, and
Yeah,
that was the
that's
ending.
probably what ended it then, huh?
It was.
Yeah.
How long did it take to go from here to Albany on the trolley?
Oh, I think about 35 minutes, wasn't it?
That's faster than we can drive there.
35, 40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, about that.
The trolleys went kind of direct, you know. They had a track that was pretty much straight through. You didn't have to follow the roads.
No.
And could you go to Nassau on the trolley too?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
And to Hudson?
It was great.
You know.
Was Hudson the other end?
Oh, yeah, there's the Albany Hudson
From
Railroad.
Albany to
yes.
Hudson.
But the extra trains that Edith speaks of were for Electric Park. That
Uh-huh.
They didn't go any farther.
And were the trains only one car?
Yeah,
Oh,
as a
yes,
rule.
there were trolleys,
Electric
electric
trolleys,
trolleys,
It was a third rail type thing,
ran by
right?
third rail.
Uh-huh.
And in the winter, I can remember, it didn't run for one whole week because it was such a snowstorm. I remember that, and we have pictures, I think, somewhere
Of
of
the big
that.
snow-
Fire Williams has some pictures
Yeah.
of the snow, the snow was as high as the head of the top of the trolley.
Wow.
What year would that have been?
I can't tell you, but I think it's probably on Freddie's pictures. They've been over there for years. He knew almost everybody that was there. There was a whole batch of people there trying to shovel it out. It was fairly snow.
Well, I heard a story about someone having to tunnel from one side of the road to the other with one of the big snowstorms.
Probably that might have been the one. That was the biggest snow I think they ever had.
My father always told about how he tunneled from the house to the barn.
Maybe that was a blizzard
Well,
of 88
yeah,
or
I think
something.
maybe
I
it
used to
was.
wonder about that though, because if he was to What would he do with the snow?
Oh, gee, Edith, you're always trying to figure
You're
these
so
things out.
practical.
Well, what, think about it.
Yeah, what would you do? I don't know.
I don't know. That's true. That's
Unless he
true.
melted it.
Well, it probably was a case of seeming like a tunnel because you were so far down in.
Right.
Well, I'll never know.
So what house were you born in, Edith?
Right here,
Right here in this house next door?
right here.
Next door
And
to the
three of my
library.
brothers were born here
Oh,
too.
okay.
And, right in the bedroom downstairs.
Uh-huh.
And, my father was the barber
Yeah.
and the barbering was done in the front room of the house
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
until he built this. And don't ask me just when he built that barber shop, because I don't remember.
Mhm.
I think I was about 5 or 6 years
Mhm.
old.
Because it was still operating when I moved here, and the kids would come up and then I said something to them the other day about Uncle Charlie's barber shop, and they said, oh, he made good soup too. We used to come up and have like soup with Uncle Charlie.
Isn't that funny that
Yeah.
they remember
Oh,
something
sure,
like that?
sure. Well, when I moved here, there was a store across the street next to where the school is. Winnie Lee had a store, and there were other stores around too, weren't there? Tell us.
What year was that?
Ah, that was 38 years ago. You have to do the arithmetic. the arithmetic. But there were,
Well, Alberta's father had a store.
where was
Up
We
that?
had a big store,
Where was that?
right about where my flagpole is now. It-
Put your
Just
hand
this,
down.
this, little, this side, the flagpole.
You mean just
over
across
here.
the bridge?
Yeah.
Across the bridge on the left-hand side.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I remember that so well. I can remember the cans being so hot, they
Popped.
fly right
In-
across the
in
road.
19-
Really?
1922, it burned.
Oh, it
For
burned
days
down.
afterwards, those cans popped in the
Yeah, I
sky.
Oh,
remember
and
that
what
so
year
well.
was that?
1922, and he
Oh.
died in 1923. He just,
Oh,
it was,
No, it
he
was
spent his
before-
whole life building his business.
It was
Yeah.
before 23. Because we moved in.
1922 he died.
Oh, yeah.
Or right, 1922 was a fire, and 1923 he died.
Oh,
He died the year after.
What kind of a store was it, Albert?
Well, it was the typical country store. He had everything.
Uh-huh.
And the bananas hung from the ceiling, and I, little kid, I got in and got them, got really sick. I ate every banana I could see. And then he had these big tins, they'd be worth a fortune today if you had them,
Mm-hmm.
with the coffee or the tea, and you know, he'd
Uh-huh.
scoop the stuff out, everything. And then, of course, he had the coal and ice business beside. And that was up by we call the depot, the big ice house was up there, and they used to fill the ice house in the fall. And they
Where
had
was
ice
that, Alberta?
thick. You look beyond my barn, right straight up, crossing the depot. That's where the ice house was.
Oh, on the Nassau Road?
No.
No.
Right
Oh, on
behind
Booker
mine.
Road.
Go back
No,
in.
Go back in my, right by my barn.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a road, the road's still there, but it's pretty
Oh.
well grown.
Oh, okay.
And the ice house was up there, and the coal sheds were up there.
Oh, okay, so it's on the east side of the creek was where,
Yeah, right
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
from Mary Daniels' house,
Right.
practically.
right,
Mm.
right.
Mm.
Mhm.
Did he have competition? Were there other stores around, or was he pretty
No,
much
he
the
was
only
the,
store?
he had the big grocery store.
Was it just groceries, Alberta, or did
No,
he?
he had everything you wanted,
Was
oil,
feed and
kerosene,
everything,
and
wasn't
he
it?
had to feed, seed, and fertilizer and all that, everything.
Not clothes.
Hmm?
Not clothes.
Oh, no, we did, well, I don't know, he might have had underwear, men's underwear or something like that, but I mean, I was too little to know too much about
She wasn't
that.
very interested. She was more interested in the bananas.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that string of bananas, I still remember that.
Jane, your family ran a store here in the village for a while, too.
Well, not a typical grocery store. The grocery store was down where Doris spoke of.
Uh-huh.
But within a year or so after we moved down to the lower house, we started selling ice cream, candy, soda, cigarettes and cigars,
Oh, boy.
tobacco.
She had the best ice cream in town.
Briars,
I think
wasn't
you
it?
have the only ice cream at first.
Well, the only ice cream for a long time.
Yeah.
You still have the sign, haven't you, Jane? The sign, the ice cream sign that you used to have out front?
Seal test ice cream.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Frojoy first, and Frojoy was absorbed into Seal Test or became Seal Test, I don't know which.
Mhm.
Well, my brother had the store opposite where you live.
Oh, did he?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I
Oh, that's right, and he also went out with a wagon or some, or a truck, didn't he?
Yes, but not,
Irish Camelhorn is the one that went out.
yeah,
Your brother delivered around the
Yes.
village, wasn't
Yeah.
that it?
he'd come up the street in the, like in the morning and take orders and bring them
Oh,
back.
boy.
And we'd fill them and then he'd, deliver them in the afternoon.
Oh, wonderful.
And I was with him for 7 years, and then he moved, he sold to
Idleman, wasn't it?
Idleman.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we bought a store up in Albany, or in Rensselaer rather,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked with them up there. No, those were the good old days.
You know, there are a lot of different communities around North Chatham, and I've always wondered, I mean, there's Melvin Bridge, and there's Niverville, and Kinderhook Lake, and Chatham Center. Where did the folks from North Chatham usually go to visit, and where did they go to shop beyond the North
Well,
Chatham area?
Albany, I presume.
Albany?
Albany. Valatia, there were a couple stores where you could buy socks and underwear and
But
shoes
Albany,
even.
Albany was where we
Albany
went.
was your
Where
main
we went,
shopping
yeah.
place, but if you wanted to go locally, you take the trolley car down to Valatia.
Uh-huh.
Because these other towns were like North Chatham with just grocery, maybe, not Malden, yeah, Malden had grocery
Yeah,
stores.
Ken Myers,
Chatham
but that
Center
was,
had one.
What about Chatham or Nassau?
Chatham,
Yeah.
you couldn't take the trolley.
See, there
Oh,
was
I
no.
know.
Don't you see, everybody didn't have cars in
Yeah,
those
you
days.
couldn't get there unless you had a car.
Okay, who had the first car?
well, my
We had a
dad,
1916 Buick, I remember that.
well, we
That
had
was-
a 19-something or other Model T, and I still remember the side curtains on that thing. And my mother was learning to drive. So we went out, oh, she did beautifully. We came in the yard, and just across from the barn was this huge pile of posts. She drove right up on the posts and stopped. That was the end. She never tried to drive again. I still remember looking out, down the van was down there, and I was up here.
Well, we had a 29 Studebaker, and I guess you've heard about that.
Yeah, that's him.
The Halleck's bought it, and this summer I had a great thrill because they brought it back and parked it in our driveway.
Wow.
And took her for a ride.
Hey.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was really, it was such a thrill.
It's
I
all
can't really
restored.
tell you, I guess I went back to old times or
Mhm,
something.
mhm,
It was wonderful.
mhm.
So was there a lot of traffic here when the automobiles?
Honestly, it was
Not very much.
dirt roads.
Well, it was only a one-lane road, wasn't it?
Sure it was. Well, no, I guess two good paths,
Yeah.
but it wasn't very wide.
But it seems like it wouldn't have been very wide if there was a park right there at the corner. I'm always fascinated by the fact.
Oh, that was
Oh.
beautiful.
Oh, but the road,
Yeah.
there was wide enough for two cars to pass, but no shoulders, I
Mhm.
imagine.
What
Nobody
that
was
was
in
a
any
nice little
rush
park
either,
there.
you know.
I can remember Jessie Walker's mother was an artist, and she'd sit there in that little plot
Mm-hmm.
and paint the street when it was all lined with maple trees.
Oh, it was
and then the
beautiful.
fall
There was about six
beautiful.
big trees there.
Yeah.
And then there were a lot of picket fences too, weren't there? A lot of fences
Oh, yeah.
in front of the
Oh, yeah.
houses?
On both sides of us,
Mm-hmm.
there was a picket fence.
There were fences at my place all across the front.
You're speaking of her being an artist. They lived in the house that Catlets have now. And on one of the doors, she had painted this picture of these either egrets or swans. I can't think which it was. And it was still there the last I knew, and I've been going to ask Catlets if they ever just covered it up.
Mhm.
And I had one of the
Probably.
jugs,
It probably
But
didn't
she-
mean that much to them.
probably, that she had painted. And I gave it, I was thinking about the other day, I gave it to Sandra because it was in the Walker family.
Mm-hmm.
So whether she still got it or not, I don't know.
I doubt that Catlets would cover it because I think that they would appreciate it. Maybe someone before they bought the house.
I
on
don't
Bunker Hill
think that
Road.
he covered it up, but he might have. But
as
it
I
was
say.
beautiful, it was
I
on the
don't
two
think they
panels
would,
on the bottom of the door.
Mm-hmm.
It was just as nice as could be.
Mary, Now, see, you're gonna talk a little bit. Now, was it your grandfather that built the church?
Yes,
Your grandfather built the church, and before that, the church was across the street, and then he got that house in exchange for building the church, is that story right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's what I
Only
sort
from
of
what I
heard.
hear.
That he
I
got-
never heard
He
that.
got like about $2,000 and the old church, that's what I thought. I think he built the house I live in, too,
He did.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know how long it took him to build that church, Mary?
No, I don't know when it was finished in 1867, but I don't know when he started it.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Mhm.
Well, it was your mother and father that were first ones married in it.
No, my
His
grandfather. and
grandfather,
Grandfather.
this was the first
I
wedding.
think
They
my
were the first
grandfather
couple
helped
married
me
in it.
with that
Yeah,
church
Right
too.
after it was
After it
dedicated,
was
they had
built.
the first.
First wedding.
Your
I think
grandfather,
there's pictures of them on
Johnson?
that North Chatham book.
Uh-huh,
Lewis Johnson.
Lewis Johnson helped.
I've always heard that my grandfather helped,
Uh-huh.
so I have to put that in.
Of course.
That must have been some project building that church. It's a beautiful church,
Yeah.
but it must have taken some real doing.
Yes, and I guess he did a good job.
Stood the test of time,
For
yes.
a long time.
Indeed.
Standing there. He did a good job on my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he build the one where you are now?
Yeah, my information from Lloyd, of course, was that he built it, around 1850 for a Mr. Clapper, and he was supposed to be the first owner, so. But, no, I think he did a lot of building though in North Chatham. I think there are probably other houses that he built too.
He built the Kramer House, didn't he?
Well, I've
I
heard.
think so.
I wish I
You
had
think he built the
known
Kramer
about
house? It seemed to, that seems newer to me, that the
Well,
design.
maybe,
and
maybe
everything.
it's my
maybe your father
I,
did.
yeah.
No, your father did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Did he build that for the Kirschknackers or did somebody else live there?
Sheldons lived there.
No,
Sheldons.
there were others before. Yeah,
Kirschknackers
Sheldon-
bought it
It
from
was for the
Sheldons.
Sheldons. No, Kirschknackers didn't buy it from Sheldons either. Murphy owned it in between. Claire Sumberger lived there, remember?
No.
Murphy owned it then.
We have to talk about what house this is, because no one has any idea. It's the house
Oh,
right
okay.
across the street from Jane's old house. From the hotel, from where the hotel used to be.
That's where I remember this building, the old post office.
Yeah,
Was
that was
right
the
in front of
post office.
Kramer's.
Yeah, right out there.
Now, this little building that was the old library used to be the post
That
office.
was
at
the
one
post
time,
office
huh?
at one time.
And it was,
When the politics changed and it was moved from one place to another.
It moved around the village then, huh?
Well, I don't know about,
I
how
know
often
it
that
did.
building did, but I know the
I think
the
it just
opposite
moved as far as I remember, just from there right up
up to
here.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was a library instead of a post office.
Oh, yes, it was
So,
a nice little library.
Bessie Peck bought it and moved it up here,
That I don't know.
yeah. Because she was the one that started the library, didn't she, in that?
It was
Bessie
in,
Peck.
it was in her house at first, I believe.
Oh, was it?
One room of her house,
Uh-huh.
and then, they moved that up here.
Mm-hmm. Someone told me that it got to the point where you had several gas stations in town. Where
We
were
did
all the
have
gas
several.
stations?
One was
One is right there where Mrs. Lanford lives now. That was Gundam's place.
Right next to your
Texaco,
place.
right, Texaco.
Yeah.
Across the road was Kells,
And that was,
and I don't know what gas that was, do you?
And we had gas when we were in the store.
Yeah, and you
I
had
was gonna
gas.
say, and at the store they had it.
There's three,
Then the
And
most
then-
recent one was up
Yeah.
Sarah Russell.
and then, yeah, at Sarah's, and then Johnson had, where
Oh, the garage.
the garage.
In the big barn that went with our place. There was a gas station and garage there for many years.
so there was 4 gas stations in town?
4 or 5.
Not all at
anyway.
once.
Oh, no? Oh, okay.
Russell's wasn't there at that time, I
Not
don't
all
believe.
together.
Wasn't there, oh, I don't know, but I thought there was a gas station too over where Sally used to live. on-
That's
That's
Kells' place.
Kells.
Oh, okay.
Kells' place. He had also had a store there
Uh-huh,
on the porch.
uh-huh.
And they sold ice cream too.
Mhm.
Jane, I understand that where Larry Cavaniero has put the barn that came from the church, that he put it on a foundation that was right where there used to be a garage.
Not exactly,
No, I don't
But
think so either.
Very close.
but pretty close.
Uh-huh.
In fact, it seems kind of good to see water.
I think that too.
I remember when that burned.
I guess a lot of people, I remember very well.
Yes, I bet you do.
Burned in December 1962.
What happened, do you know?
Oh, some young fellows were working on their cars.
They were
and-
working on cars.
And I think they smoked cigarettes at the same time.
Either that or there was a furnace there and they were supposed to only burn coal in it. But
Ah.
I think sometimes they burned wood.
Mhm.
In those days, they didn't investigate fires as thoroughly.
Maybe right here.
And they were obviously not set because these boys, the one in particular, had built a sports car and he'd done a beautiful job on it. And he had had it on the road some, but he had brought it back in and was sanding it and going to give it a finished paint job. And he was heartbroken.
Yeah.
Now, there used to be different bridges across this creek. I'm told that at one time there was actually a covered bridge here in North Chatham.
I
Is
don't
that
remember that.
No, there was a wooden bridge.
a wooden bridge?
Wooden bridge, but not, there's been 3 bridges there, I think. Yeah, 3 bridges. The wooden one and the one that was there previous to this new one that I know of.
Mhm.
And before that, they used to walk across and ford the sheep across before they had a bridge.
The one down where I live now, the
Mhm.
Dorns, on Dorns Road, was a covered bridge at one time.
Mhm.
And it washed away in the time of flooding. And they brought the bridge back, but the roof apparently was too damaged.
Huh.
So then it was a bridge without the roof.
Is that what's been there now?
Not, well, not that same
I
bridge,
didn't
but,
think so.
no, that was built, I'll say 1912, I'm not sure, but it was a long time ago.
Well, tell us about some of the most colorful people in North Chatham. I want to hear some good gossip.
I guess we have to.
Present company
We'll
excluded?
no. We expect that you only talk about people who can't, that aren't here to protect themselves.
Well, Bessie Peck was a wonderful person, very civic minded,
Mhm.
and
She
I
lived
can
right
remember
here on the
Bessie.
corner, right, in
Yeah.
the White House?
I can remember Bessie.
She was a little old maid. She lived to be in
She
her
was a
upper
maid
80s,
lady.
didn't she?
She what? She what?
She lived to be in her upper 80s, didn't she?
Yeah, well, she
think
moved
she must
over
have
with
been
a
almost
cousin
90.
or
Yeah.
niece or somebody. I don't remember that. but
She stayed with Annie and Bill rather than stay in the big house
And where did they live?
on the corner.
Oh, I see.
It was a Valentine place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether Annie
You
and
mean
whether Bill
across the
ever.
corner?
No, right where Armstrong's at.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Kitty over in where
Yeah.
Armstrong's, so kitty corner, across the corner.
And I think of Mr. Ring.
Oh,
I think
yes.
he should
Oh, yes.
certainly be mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was just so super.
Mary's father or grandfather?
Her father.
Her father.
Yeah, we couldn't remember her.
Uh,
I remember your father. Your father was still alive when I moved here.
Oh, sure.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was skating when he was
Sure.
in his 90s.
He skated when he
Wow.
was
Yeah.
way up there.
And Hubert
In his
Arnold.
80s.
Yes,
His
Hubert
80s,
Arnold.
yeah.
There's a
Have to
character.
mention Hubert Arnold.
Hubert Arnold. He always wore overalls with only one strap, one hook, and we
That's
weren't
right.
quite sure he wore anything else in the summertime. But he loved the
No.
square dances at the fire hall.
Yeah.
That was the big excitement when I moved here. There were square dances often at the fire hall. And before they renovated it so they could get the fire trucks into the big room. And that was a lot of fun. That was wonderful over there at that time.
Mary, what relation was Hubert Arnold to you? Edie? Edie, I'm sorry.
What?
What relation was Hubert Arnold to you?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
Brother, oh, yeah, yeah.
Brother-in-law.
Brother.
And didn't he have one of the early cars in
Brother-in-law.
town? Didn't he have one of the earlier cars in town?
He had a Peerless.
Ooh.
Yes. I've got a
Remember
picture
that?
of it.
You have?
It-
Yeah.
A big old touring car.
Oh,
I
boy.
have pictures of it over time.
Hubert owned the mill, a cider mill. There were 3 buildings down there. One was a cider mill, one was a sawmill, and one was a grist mill. And I particularly remember the cider mill because, you know, nowadays they make every precaution to have everything
Yeah.
hygienic.
Yeah.
Well, they used to bring the apples from the farms, and I'm sure they were wormy ones along with everything else, and they dumped them in a bin that had a sloping floor. And Phyllis Arnold and I were about the same age, so we kids played together. And when we were 8, 9, 10 along in there, we'd go down to the mill after school, and we'd climb in there and play on the apples. It was great fun because it was slow.
We wouldn't just play on them, we'd eat them.
I don't remember eating them because,
The press
But
is still
they-
there. The big press is still in
yeah,
there.
they still went into cider.
Yeah. And you didn't have nice fancy jugs that were all
Oh, no,
clean either.
everybody took gallon jugs and he ran it in from a hose that looked like a gas hose.
When did they stop making cider there? Do you recall? When did the mills stop?
Gee, I don't
Oh,
know.
gee.
Well, when I came, see, the mills were fed by that mill run.
Yeah.
Talk about the mill run, because I think that's real interesting, and that's why there was a dam there, to
Right.
force the water down the mill.
The mill run ran from the dam, which was back of Arnold's farm, down across the back of, well, my property when we had the hotel,
Uh-huh.
and all through the village down through. There was a big field behind it. And then it connected with the creek again, just below the mill, which, you know where that's located. And he would have gates there that he could open to let plenty of water come through when he wanted to use it for power. And otherwise, he'd shut the gates, and then the mill ditch was lower. And we used to skate out there on it and back of my place. It was probably 10, 12 feet wide.
Was it that wide,
The
really?
widest.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
wow, that's a lot of
And down
water.
there. I
Right,
thought this
But
beginning
then when
was
they
Oh,
did
yeah.
away with the dam, or when the dam washed away, excuse me, of course, there was no more mill ditch, and eventually Hubert hired Lloyd Welch to clear all the brush that had grown up on the edges, and he leveled it off because the trees and brush were shading and using some of the good arable soil.
Mhm.
And so then it became one big field back there. But that was, I don't know what year that would have been.
There's still some millstones around.
In the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I have a millstone in my yard from one of the mills,
Huh.
and there's still, you know, a number of millstones around that were probably from the grist mill. This was a real, the water itself wasn't really important for North Chatham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard that there was a fulling mill down on my property on the
Right.
creek. All right, what does a fulling mill do?
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
question.
it shrinks, this is what I understand, that once they made fabric, they had to shrink it, and the fulling process was to shrink it so that when it was used further, it did not shrink.
I knew it had to do with fabric.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I
it's a
knew.
process whereby they made the, once it was woven, it was probably loosely woven, and then the shrinking sort of got it to be more tightly woven.
There was a blacksmith shop too, down in back of,
Yeah,
the
Gundry.
house this side of the post office. I don't know the name of the lady who lives there now.
Oh, Lanford, was Mr. Gundry.
Gundrum, yeah.
Gundry.
She
and,
was a school teacher, Mrs. Gundrum.
Was she?
Yes, I went to school
And,
with her.
let me
And
see.
we kids loved to go there when Daddy took his horses to have the shoes changed or whatever, or replaced because they lost one or something. And it's fun to watch them at the forge heating that hot metal and then shaping it and so forth.
Was that out back behind the house?
It was a long building right across behind the house, the front about where the garage is now.
And there was, before he was in business, Mrs. Mary Suarez's place was a blacksmith shop.
Yes, there are pictures of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, didn't someone also even make carriages? in
Mary
that area?
Suarez was a carriage shop.
Yeah,
Well, it
They-
was
they
also,
built
yeah,
carriages there.
yeah.
but I
They
was,
also had the other
well,
one.
I would think that you'd, be doing that metal work with building carriages the same as a blacksmith.
Well, they'd have to
would.
use the forge
Yeah.
to work, but,
Yeah.
I don't
And there
believe.
was a real nice house between the hotel
Yeah,
and Kingman.
and
And
he took it down and the village had a fit.
It was a real nice
He
house,
didn't
and
want
when the Howells
And
came,
so he bought it and took it
and
down?
they just,
Mr. Howell bought it, and
Yeah.
the two houses were fairly close together, kind of like Rose
not that
James
close.
and
I got a picture of that house somewhere.
the Hauptsberger place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I always thought that was
He
terrible.
felt it made it too shady, and he wanted to be able to see more, and he had the money to buy it and hire it done, and he had it
And he
torn
did it.
down,
And he did it.
and it did seem a shame.
Yeah.
Jane, was there ever anything in the plot of land that was right across from your old house, right next to David Kramer there, the open piece of land?
Big Red
Never
Barn.
anything that I ever remember.
There were more barns there.
Uh-huh.
They originally went with the Hauptsberger house. But that's where my father, his aunt and uncle bought that place. And that's when my father got to meet mother and eventually married. But
But there wasn't anything
they were
between
sold
that house
separately.
and Kramer's.
Yes, there was a big barn there, Daddy owned it, and,
I've never seen any
used it.
pictures or anything of it.
oh,
never
I think I
remember.
have pictures of it.
I think that's what the people came out to stay at the hotel, was to go and sit on the porch and look at the barn and
Oh,
smell the country across the street in the summertime.
we don't get that smell anymore.
Right. And we miss it. We're not as healthy as we used to be.
No.
No, it was all torn down. Well, my father tore down a lot of the barns and left one big structure. And we eventually sold that to Fred Dorn, and he used it for years for hay.
Uh-huh.
And they still, the Dorns, Marge now, still owns that land still.
What happened to the barn?
That was one of the last things that moved before this last business. Dorn had it moved out beyond the Angel Farm where Smith lives now, that next house. He had it moved and made into a shed. Remember Mr. Coons lived there at one time.
Yeah.
Worked for Dorn.
He
but
put it out,
that
they moved it
then.
up there. I remember it
He
happening.
moved it up there.
And all of a sudden it was
Since then,
gone.
it's
What
clear
year,
away.
now what year would that be? Because I don't remember that at all.
Well, you weren't around probably much
No.
then in the sense, I would guess 55 or 60. It was,
I wasn't here.
What do you think was the most beautiful era in North Chatham in terms of the times that you've lived here? When was the village at its
It is
prettiest?
the center of the world.
There you go.
I can't think of any place any nicer, even when we drive on the roads all around here. I just love the fields and it's just beautiful. And I'll tell you what I think. I think, oh, the poor city children that have never seen, country like this. It's just sad.
I think they must think it's pretty good. They've been here most of
Yeah.
practically all their lives.
we thought we had it good. I mean,
Sure.
because I can remember getting a letter from Arthur Kirchnacher, who grew up here too, and he wrote saying, weren't we fortunate to grow up in North Chatham? We had the creek for skating and for swimming and boating and
Fishing.
we had the woods out
Yeah,
back,
oh,
which
there were
we hiked
good
through
fish.
year
I
after
spent most
year.
of
And
That's
we thought we had it wonderful.
Yes.
The city kids
Yeah.
wouldn't think so, but
That's why we moved here.
it was pretty great.
That's why we moved here, because At that time, the school was still down the street, and Linda was in first grade, and I thought, oh, wow, this is wonderful, you just, if anything, you just walk down the street and take them, walk them to school, and then if they don't feel well, you just run on down there. We had wonderful teachers in the school too, I'm sure you did
Yes,
too.
yeah.
You had to have had good teachers if you had 4 classes in a room.
You know. Well, you know, back when we went, in the big room, as we called it, that was the older class for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. You sat and listened to the lessons being taught the older children too. So a big percentage of us at the end of 7th grade went and took 8th grade regents, and if we passed, we went on to high school. My sister and I went to Valatia the year that the Martin Glenn School was open for the first. We were the first class to graduate from there, spending the full 4 years there.
How did you get there, Jane?
By trolleys until December of 1929, and then the trolleys quit, and the buses started. And we had good bus service. I commuted both to high school and to college by bus. The Albany to Hudson,
They ran every hour.
they ran almost every hour except in the off time. There were, well, it started at 7 in the morning, 7, 8, 9, 11, 1, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11 at night. So you didn't think so much about, I mean, we were busy, plus we couldn't afford it. I mean, my mother and father were, and that's why we never had a car. We had the good service. But then along in the 50s or so, they got down to just a few buses a day, and then eventually they cut them out completely. Now you have to go to Nassau if you want to take a bus.
I remember one of the bus drivers, he knew who regularly went to work on his bus.
Sure.
And Mr. Bond didn't come out one morning, so he went up and knocked on the door.
Great, that's service.
I'm not
That's
surprised.
service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was service.
And we used to get our, let's see, I guess it was the school district paid for our bus, didn't it? Because I know you went to Arthur Scott.
By that time, yeah.
Arthur Scott, and it was $3.40.
Right.
For the little book with your tickets.
For every day, for the whole school year?
Oh, that
No,
was
no,
not for
each-
the whole year. It
that
was
was-
$3.40 for about a month.
About a month. And you went back and got it every time.
Mhm.
And the interesting thing, we could go to any school we wanted.
Oh, really?
Valatia and Kinderhook being the main ones, but the school district only paid transportation to the nearest school, which was Valatia.
Valatia.
So any students who went to Kinderhook had to pay the balance themselves. And a lot of them did. For instance, Whitney Irishes were in our school district, and Whitney Irish was in my class, but he went to Kinderhook. And he and I were valedictorian in the 2 schools, which shows North Chatham must have had some pretty good teachers to get us
Indeed.
going, right?
Indeed.
But,
I think one of the people that, I remember is Henrietta Douglas, because she was teaching,
oh yes.
she was teaching when I came here, and then she was really involved with this library too. She loved this library, but she was a good teacher, a really good teacher. It was very distressing when they closed the school, but we had a meeting, and they said, well, the problem is that your children are getting a better education up here. Because it was a choice when we were here, we moved here, it was a choice as whether you wanted your child to go to the North Chatham School or go down to the Ichabod
By that
Crane.
time, we were centralized.
Yes, and so
Yes.
then they closed us down, and it was very disturbing, very disturbing.
We didn't have actual school buses in our day. We rode the public transportation.
What was tell me, I've heard all different stories about the building that's across from the fire hall. What was that over there? It's apartments.
Oh, the Onion Tower
Onion
That was
factory.
the Shoefeld's place, the other
See,
time.
that's why
Yeah.
where What is the onion topper?
Mr. Schufelt.
That and the so-and-so cedar.
Well, it was a funny
Onion
little,
topper factory.
it was
You
a
better
machine.
Wet your whistle there.
I can't really describe it. I remember seeing him going down to the railroad in Niverville to be shipped on the back of a truck Mr. Schufelt drove. And it was probably this wide, and I don't know, it had a handle, but somehow it went through the fields and cut the tops off onions. Not so much here, but where they raised them. And when he manufactured them there,
Oh, he manufactured the machines.
and that was the
Oh,
shop
yeah,
where
that
he
was
made
the
them.
factory.
Mr.
Oh.
Whitman worked for him,
Yeah.
and that was all. And they had this little two-man business there, but I want you to know that when, the year after I graduated from college, I visited my college roommate out in Syracuse.
Mhm.
And we went for dinner to her parents in a small town out that way, which is onion growing
Yes,
area.
yes, yeah.
And she introduced me to her parents, and her father said, "Where'd you say you were from?" And I said, "North Chatham." "Oh," he says, there's a big factory there." And I didn't know what he was talking about. I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, we got onion toppers there." And I told him it was a little two-man business. Incidentally, they finally went by the wayside because something much better was discovered.
Yeah, well, that's great. No, I've heard that, but I didn't know whether they were processing the onions, but you said they were just making
it
this
was a
machine.
machine
And it
that
just
they
cut
used
the
in the
tops off.
field. And I don't know quite how they used them. My father sometimes in the winter, shall I say, trucked them for them down to the
Mhm.
the railroad in Niagara.
Well, he used to make the so-and-so cedar too.
Yes, I was
Oh, yeah.
gonna
Says
say.
there'd be
that was a-
30,
you
there'd
could
be at
put
least 30 of
seeds
those
in.
going out, lots
Yeah.
of nights from the
And,
post office,
run-
all COD, all the paperwork.
Daddy did work for him, and he gave him one.
Yeah.
What was it?
We had
So-and-so
those
cedars.
And
So-
with the wheel, you make the row, and then you run it along the row, and it would drop the seed
Oh,
ever
okay.
so far.
Yeah.
And you could
Okay.
regulate the size of the hole depending on what kind of seed you were
Yeah,
planting.
yeah.
Well, he had
That
it
was a
fixed
little,
so
that
he
was
could
a
do
much
different
more
kinds of
recent
seeds,
development of
different
his.
size seeds.
The so-and-so cedar.
So-and-so cedar.
That was owned by Mr. Schufelt, who lived in the first house beyond that was so disreputable for quite a while.
Mr. Repka's house.
Mhm.
Now, why was it so disreputable?
Mr. Repke was a character.
Let's leave it at
We-
that.
Yes, yes,
We always had a character.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Oh.
There was
yes.
He
always
was,
a
he was a
character.
brilliant man, he was very smart, but unfortunately, as he got older, he became more careless with his personal habits.
And his clothing, and his wearing of
Well.
clothing.
Wearing or not wearing.
You know, the worst fire that I went since I had been here was when the Temple House burned.
Oh, that
The
was
Temple
horrible.
House, yes.
Yes, I mean, that was such a beautiful Victorian place.
Oh, I thought it was terrible when they put this up.
Oh, I
And
Everybody did, because it didn't go with the village or
Oh,
whatever.
and the other one had all the gingerbread, and it was so
Oh, it
gorgeous.
was a beautiful home, because I
Yes,
spent
yes.
many a night there.
Mhm,
We'd have company, and Marion Flanders would always have me down there with her.
mhm.
And, oh, it was a beautiful home.
Well, when I went home from work that night, there was absolutely nothing, no smoke, no nothing that you could see anywhere. So when I came back, I went to Auburn, I came back, we got to the top of the hill, and here was, the whole place was red, the sky was red, and I thought, Leland thought sure it was his house, because it was right there, and his
Yeah.
dog was in it, and he, boy, I'm telling you, he got through every bit of traffic there was and got here. It wasn't his house, it was the one across the road.
Mm.
And they didn't know it either, they were sitting having their supper
I
when
know.
somebody called. them
It
and said
started
they got fired.
upstairs in the attic.
Started in the attic, they had been doing.
Well, there was a cupola,
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I remember Marion, we used to go up there, and there'd be
Mhm.
bees up there, you know.
I have some notes here, let me see. There's something about your father purchasing pelts from the trappers, and your mother hated the smell,
Oh, the skunk.
and so she would put cinnamon on the stove.
Frank tell you that?
I'm not gonna say it. Hey, these are notes, I just read notes.
No. He did. He went all through the country with his horse and sleigh. And I guess we always had snow in the winter because he always seemed to use the sled and pick up hides, raw hides. And sometimes they wouldn't just be the hides, they'd be the whole animal.
Oh, that's
But
what
you
we
know,
got.
the
was
whole
that.
animal, that's not a bad smell. That's a clean smell. I was brought up on that.
Oh,
He used
dear.
he used to purify skunk soil too, because we used to buy it from him.
Oh, yes.
Skunk
And-
soil?
Oh,
And it
he
was
swore
marvelous
by the
stuff.
skunk soil.
What
What
did
do
you
you
use
do with
skunk soil
skunk
for?
Well, I used it a lot when I had bronchitis and I was a kid.
Ooh,
That's
worse than the kerosene and sugar my mother made me take.
Ira
It's not that
Scammahorn had a
sickening a
bad
smell
knee.
when it's an oil.
Yeah.
You put it on nice and hot and you put hot cloths over it. And I'm telling you, it got rid of the bronchitis.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick with Vicks Vapor Rub.
It's rubbed into it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that terrible
Really?
No.
smell.
Well, what did he do to get the smell out of it? I don't, you know,
Well, he purified
Of
it
course,
somehow.
this was all done in the barn, but when he'd come in, there would still be some.
Oh, sure, you
smell.
couldn't
My
help
mother would
that.
sprinkle cinnamon on the stove, and so it was
But it's
great.
part of
Yeah.
your life, that's
yeah.
all.
Oh, I know, I'm
That's
sure.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yes, he- and then,
I'll bet
that's
you
what
you
he
might
did in the
find a
winter.
bottle of that yet in Miney's
The
little
what?
place over there. You might find a bottle of that skunk oil.
No kidding.
Bet you would. I don't know if I've got any home or not. Might be some in the attic, because everything
Well,
in
I
the attic
remember
I've
Ira
never seen.
Scammahorn had a bad knee,
Mhm.
and I'll tell you, it cured his
Sure.
bad knee. I can
See,
remember.
Mary?
But I had
Oh, we might have had
No,
Yeah.
and then Dad did carpentry
Uh-huh.
work in the summer, and barbered at night.
Mm-hmm. We had a big family, you had to
Yeah.
keep going.
Busy man.
That's right,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I admired him. And the boys that worked on the house, because my dad built that house too, which is over 100 years old now, and the boys, the Mark boys, as we call them, that worked on it, said, oh, he did a beautiful job. He put the best of lumber in it, you know. They admired him, and I think so. I think he was
How old is the
grandpa.
parsonage at the church? How old is the parsonage at the church? Do you remember?
I
You
think it
go.
was 96 or something like that.
1896?
I have the records at home.
Yeah.
but-
You know what house is supposed to be the oldest house in the village of North
Well,
Chatham?
there's some older than ours.
I think the
know
one that you
Oh,
live
yeah.
in,
I think the one I have, and the little one where Jane is now. I think they're the two oldest ones.
and I think where George and Jan live,
Yeah.
Nellie Loman's house.
That might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a regular, salt box.
Oh, how we wish the good wind would come and blow it over the bank.
It was in pretty sad shape, huh? That house?
I think it had more rodent tenants than human tenants.
That's where the skunks were from the skunks.
Speaking of that, they caught
Oh.
6 skunks over there by Himsters, by where Temples
Really?
used to live. With the you catch 'em alive traps, they had the man come in from Kent.
Hmm.
And he just taken, they put eggs in the catch 'em alive
In the
trap. And he just take them, do very quietly, put a blanket over them and pick it up and put it in his car and go drop them off somewhere. See, there was a whole family of them,
Wow.
Oh, this was just recently?
just recently.
Wow, yeah.
$35 a piece it cost.
We had a skunk incident too. We thought we were going to catch a raccoon and we suddenly found out it was a scroungy skunk.
Ouch.
I says, oh, I got him, and I looked out the window and I said, yeah, you surely have.
Uh-huh.
Well, now this is a farm community, so there must have been plenty of times when cows would sort of get loose and just
They
go
still
wandering
get-
down.
they still
Don't they?
But now Dad didn't just get skunks. He'd get mink and different, well, the mink skins were always brought in the house. They were
I never do that
Yeah,
anymore.
all kinds of different muskrat and all the different skins.
Yeah.
Then there's still a company in New York City, Revillion Freers. Ever remember hearing that name, a fur? And they're still there, and that's who my dad would sell his furs to. Take them over to the trolley and put them on the trolley and ship them down to New York.
Mhm.
Where did this trapping take place? Right around here?
All through the country.
Yeah.
People
Along the
going for
creek.
all
Old
day.
Chatham, East Chatham,
Yeah.
you know,
They trap the,
They trap him for him.
along the
He
creek,
can't pick
the
'em up.
muskrats.
Edie, how did you meet your husband?
Well, his father was a minister here
Aha.
in 1906, I think, Mr. Arnold. And, well, Ken was 7 years older than I was, and we didn't know each other so life until he started to pal with my brother, and just sort of gradually,
they grew up and you grew up and
you know.
7
And
years.
so he graduated from RPI and came home and decided to go to Chile for 3 years. We were engaged for those 3 years while he went to Chile to work for DuPont. So that he would get extra money when we'd start, you know. Now this was in '29 and he came home, stopped in New York City and got interested in the stock market
Uh-oh.
Oh.
and lost everything that he had
Oh,
made in Chile. How
Oh.
did I marry him?
You felt sorry for
But
him.
no. Oh, yes, but anyway, it worked out great.
I live in George
We
Woodward's
did
old
get a
house.
pardon?
No, I'm sorry, I don't mean
We
to.
did get a wonderful Hupmobile. Now, the Studebaker was lovely, but I wish you could have seen this in '29 Hupmobile with a rumble
with a
seat.
rumble seat.
That I'd love to see, but that was wrecked by Arthur Kurtznocker, the
Uh-oh.
one that
Uh-oh.
and wrecked it. So,
After they
but that
sold
was
it.
Yeah.
something. People turn around and look at it, you know, it was something out of the ordinary, but we couldn't live on the car. So anyway, we made out. Ken worked for Canada Dry in Hudson for 20 years. And we moved to Philadelphia. And, but we had our children in Hudson Memorial Hospital.
and you used to bring them back here every summer.
Yes, yeah. You know, most of our neighbors went to the shore for the summer, but we came up here, and the girls loved it, you know. Well, like now, I wouldn't come to North Chatham probably if I didn't have my friends, you know, that I just love, and the old townspeople. But anyway, well, the girls just love it up here, and like Joanne says, it's her roots.
Mhm.
Jen had the hotel, and they go down there and play cards and have a wonderful time.
Yeah, our place was a little more than just a little store.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, we had taken tourists and served meals way back, and then we rented apartments instead. But it was a gathering place for the young people.
Well, now, we called it Elm Tree Inn.
Mother,
Yeah, I mean, we had a group that
it was
used to
Kingman
come-
House when
Well,
we
when
bought it.
well, I remember we called it Elm Tree Inn. Why
Yeah.
was that?
Mother called it that. That was back when we took tourists.
Yeah, and we'd have dances there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where did you have the dances?
our living room,
Uh-huh.
which
It
was
was that whole
a
side.
good sized room on the north side of the house. Mother had put in a hardwood floor, and the orchestra would sit out in the hall because if they were in there, there wouldn't be too much room, particularly if they wanted to
That's all right.
do square dancing.
Uh-huh.
But
Oh,
and we kids loved to go and watch everybody dance.
Yeah.
And Hubert would ask us to dance sometimes when we were still
Oh,
kids.
Hubert was a
You know
dancer.
Hubert.
Yes, he was a dancer.
I can remember dancing with Claude Nichols.
Mhm.
He was a wonderful dancer. And I can remember twirl all the way down. Oh, I loved to dance.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bill
Yeah,
Woodward was a
I
good
love to
dancer, too,
dance.
yeah.
The floor would
That's what used to go to
accommodate maybe
Mitch's Hill.
15 or 20 couples for round dancing, you know,
Uh-huh.
comfortably. We had a jukebox at one time too, you know.
But you also played cards there?
Beg pardon?
You played cards there?
Oh, yes.
That's
Yes.
one.
There'd be the gang of kids in and we'd play serious cards. I mean, I don't mean so serious that they didn't have a good time, but
They
they all
didn't play
played.
for money.
And mother would never allow them to play for money or do anything involving money. But we played pinochle and 500 and then many years later, canasta. But we played a lot of cards there and it would be my father who was in his 40s when I was born, and I was running the place by then because my mother was an invalid by then. And my father'd be playing with kids 15, 16 years old, boys and girls. The Jordan girls grew up next door and they were over, and all the boys around town at that time would come. If there was a baseball game, I kept score for them for several years, but we'd gather at the house afterwards and hash over the game. My porch would be full of kids in summer, and they enjoyed themselves.
And it
In
was
fact, they come back to see me a lot now when they're around.
all good, clean fun, you know,
You know.
We used to
and what
slide-
I always said, it didn't cost anything.
used
I
to sleigh
remember-
ride on the hill behind my house.
I remember when the Light boys were young, they lived over on the farm then, back of the Dorn place.
Mhm.
And they had cousins from Maine who came to visit, and they were quite religious people. And one of the Light boys says, "Come on," to their cousins, "let's go over to the hotel." And mother pricked up her ears and started fussing. So Mrs. Light had to explain to them that saying coming to the hotel didn't mean that much in that sense, because all they could buy was soda and ice cream and that sort of thing. And they'd sit around and talk. Mother wouldn't even let them play cards on Sunday night, because while they didn't go to church maybe, they should have that opportunity. She didn't want to feel that she was keeping them from going. And I just kept on in the same general way when I ran it, because she was sick from the early 40s and was an invalid. And until about the 60s, I had a good crowd around. Every time one of the boys went into service in World War II, we had a farewell party for him.
Uh-huh.
Somebody brought, Alan Arnold always brought milk, and we made hot chocolate. And some of the other ones would bring macons, and we'd bake a batch of cookies. And we'd all have cookies and hot chocolate for our party.
It was pretty different.
It was, you know, very homey and very ordinary, but parents knew where their kids were, and they'd come in and say, "I'm supposed to go home at 10 o'clock. So when it got to be 10 o'clock, I'd say, "Time to go," whichever one it was, you know, and off he'd go.
Did you have many unusual visitors that stayed with you at the hotel? Were there interesting guests over the years?
Well, we had a couple interesting incidents when you speak of people who stayed. The one time, Mother had 2 carloads of people come in from Massachusetts. And they thought they were going to get home that night, but they decided they couldn't make it, so someone had directed them to us. And there were, I don't know how many, but anyway, it just seemed simpler because they set up a cot in one room and so forth to accommodate children and everybody. And Mother allocated the women to this room, kind of, the men to this room. And after they all went to bed, supposedly, there was a lot of shuffling around. Turned out they were 2 separate people. They didn't even know each other. They looked at each other because the one was lost and the other one was Massachusetts car. They were going. And then the one thing I particularly remember, because of, as time passed, Bessie Pack, whom we spoke about, had friends come up from New York or Long Island, I believe. And at that time, they had a chauffeur. And Bessie had made arrangements with us for them to eat at our house and stay overnight. And they stopped in, and at that time, my sister and I were 10 years old, and we were playing on the porch in our bare feet, you know. And the man came in and talked to Mother, And he went back out to the car, and after a minute he came in and he said, well, you know, a woman has the right to change her mind. And my wife has decided we don't want to stay here after all. She'd seen us kids on the porch, you know, and it looked like kind of a poor place.
Hillbilly.
She didn't want to stay. And they went up to Miss Pack's, and they went to Kinderhook or someplace to eat and stayed overnight. But he came back the next day, kind of hangdog, and they weren't satisfied. And Bessie had assured them that ours was a nice place. And they did stay with us a couple days while they visited her. And they came back for years, sometimes for a week, and would stay with us. But they'd be up at Bessie's all day, but they would always have their dinner with us and their breakfast. And stayed overnight.
Was there any other place to stay in
No.
the village?
Well, weren't there some camps, didn't,
Out,
Well, Sarah
Oh,
had-
Sarah had
Oh,
some-
eventually,
cottages,
that was,
yeah.
by then we'd just about quit.
right,
Probably had quit taking
Right.
tourists.
because there were little
Cabins.
Cabins, the old,
Cabins.
original, before the motel idea, they
Uh-huh.
had cabins. Yep.
You know, when I came here, there were a
And that
lot of
one,
farms,
so
and that isn't
yeah,
so long ago, and there
Right.
aren't many farms
Oh,
left.
yes.
And I'm sure there were more farms that you remember than the ones I remember too.
But there,
I know,
well, there was Steiner's at the lower end of the village.
okay.
Was that a dairy farm?
Oh, yes.
Dairy.
We're, ladies, we,
Have you enjoyed yourself?
did you have? a
Would you
good
like to
time?
do it again? Because we're running out of battery. And I think that this has gone much better than I would have ever expected. And
Yes.
I'd love to do
I
it
think
again.
we've covered most everything.
Oh,
You
yeah.
haven't covered anything!
Oh, there's loads.
I've covered all my life, but
No.
then,
Oh, dear.
No, I think it's been great, I think it's
Absolutely.
No.
wonderful.
And I need someone to tell me about George Woodward because I live in his house and I don't know if any of you knew him.
Well, I know.
Oh, and we need to hear about the softball team.
Oh, yeah, there was a
Oh, we
good
had
song.
baseball teams for several years,
Mhm.
until the boys all went in service.
Yeah.
Where did you play? Where were the
Uh,
games?
Out in Arnold's Field and back of my place,
Uh-huh.
back of the hotel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think they were almost still playing there, and
They-
then they made the.
Then up at Sarah
Up at
Russell's.
Sarah's.
But when
That
I was
was
a
really
child,
nice.
they had, the men played in a ball diamond. Well, the present 203 was not there. You went up and around the cemetery
Uh-huh,
to
okay.
go to Nassau.
Yeah,
And just before you got to the cemetery, there was a road in to the left, right along by the cemetery.
Mhm.
And it went way back in now where
all the
part of
trees are-
Williamstown is,
Right,
as we call it. And there was ball diamond there. And I remember Jimmy Schoenberger played on that team. They didn't play regularly though, I don't think, but at least maybe I was too young to go regularly.
I remember playing baseball. I was first baseman.
Well,
There
good
you go.
God.
Whoa.
That's where they used to hold the Ku Klux Klan meetings up there too.
Oh, that, up at that ball diamond, right.
the
You
Ku
could
Klux,
hear them screaming.
yeah, but the Ku Klux Klan was different after World War II, or after World War I.
Yeah.
Because the Ku Klux Klan in the North actually was more active against the immigrants from other countries,
Yes.
from Italy and from primarily Catholic countries, because there
Okay.
were a lot of
Okay.
WASPs who
All right.
blamed the immigrants
Okay.
for the Depression. And so the Ku Klux Klan up in this area was more, not, because there weren't any Negroes around, it was the Catholics that were coming in and taking all of our jobs. So that's where.
The
they-
Catholics?
No, it was the immigrants from Italy that they blamed, Italy